Hey everyone, welcome back to this Crimson Moon unboxing. Today we're going to be checking out Eldfall Chronicles. This is a new tabletop skirmish game that just recently funded through Kickstarter a few years ago. I was able to get my hands on the Warlord pledge, and that is what we're going to be taking a look at today. Here's the back of the box. As you can see, there's tons of terrain in there. We've got tons of cool looking minis. What's in the box? Little description of the game itself. And some more very nicely painted minis. And along with the starter box, we got, whoops, upside down, Eldfall Chronicles, the Earthen Creatures. This, I believe, was all the big monsters that they had released for the game. Looks like we get 1 Colossus, 2 Earth Elementals, 2 Golems, 2 Gargoyles, some profile cards, and some behavior cards. That looks pretty neat. And this I have not seen just yet, but I think these are the little stones. They're like for, they're kind of like objective markers that you can use in the game. But we'll go through all this in this video, and just give me 1 second. I will pop these guys open. So the wrap has been removed. Now let's just open the box, and voila. Let's see what we got in here. Got ourselves some cards here. Guild contracts. Ooh, looks like there's some character cards in there. I'm not too sure on that. We'll take a closer look at that. Here is the core rulebook. Kind of thick. Let's see. Oh man, it's nicely done. Some nice artwork in here. Little stat lines for some of the characters. And I do apologize for the way the camera does look. I have an iPhone that I'm filming on, so I don't have top of the line cameras to do the videos, unfortunately. But very soon, hopefully, we'll be starting a Patreon and see if we can kind of help with the production of this stuff. Help us out here, get better quality videos as well. But man, I'm liking the way this rulebook looks. Looks really nicely done. That is awesome. All right, we'll take a closer look at that as well. I believe this is the map of the actual world, which is Caelid, the known world. Yeah, it seems like a pretty big map. Kind of tells you where all this takes place, pretty much the whole story of Elden Falls. Or Eldfalls, I should say. I mean, I gotta get that right. I think throughout this whole video, I'm gonna probably mess that up completely. But here is the whole world map. Very nice map too. This is really a nice paper they're using. Nice colors on here, very high quality, very nice. That's something I might have to definitely put up around here in the game room. Then we have the actual battle mat. This is the mat that actually comes in the back of the box that you saw. And I probably won't be unfolding this. This thing is pretty big. I think it's a 3x3 mat, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I probably won't be able to unfold that. Maybe I'll lay that out later so you guys can take a closer look at it. And then here are the factions for Eldfall Chronicles. The Coalition of Thinium. Ooh, man, look at those nice models. That's one thing that I was really attracted to the game, was the models look top notch. They look really nice. If you're a fan of like Infinity, these models look just as detailed as those. And from what I'm told, I think they're done by Unicool, I think is the plastic they're using, or Unicast. Oh, right there, Unicool. That's the mold they're using, the plastic that they're using, the materials. Man, that looks awesome. I can't wait to fix these. Let's see, and who is this? This is the second faction. This is the Empire of Soga. All right. So we can get a little, camera can kind of zoom in there. You can kind of take a look at the models, and I'll put the link in the description below so you guys can check out the painted versions of these guys. And man, they just look beautiful. I mean, man, they did a really good job on these minis. The painter did just as excellent job as well as getting them painted. I mean, they just really look nice. And then, oh, I'm sorry. This is the Hellion League. Looks like a sorcerer there and a couple of, looks like a paladin right there. And these look really cool. I'm really gonna enjoy painting these. I'm even gonna enjoy fixing them, more like it. I heard there's not very many pieces to put them together. They're pretty simple to put together. And if it's plastic, it's gonna go together pretty quick. And this is the Sand Kingdoms. The girl sitting on a bench, looks like. Even that looks really cool. Just sitting there, it looks really neat. Let me get a better focus there. There we go. Just to make it look a little bit better. Looks like we got one of the biggie minis. I think this is probably one of the Kickstarters. I wasn't really following the Kickstarter because I didn't know too much about the game when it was first coming out. I recently learned about this game and I found out about it, and it caught my eye really quick with the miniatures. It's a D20 game system, so here's the D20s. Man, those are nice D20s. Like a marble looking effect. You get 4 of those, and then you have these as well. Oh, those are nice as well. Look at that. You got the little Eldfall Chronicles emblem for the 1. And if I'm not mistaken, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Infinity, if you're a fan of Infinity, because the game system kind of plays the same. But of course, you know, it does have its differences. I know there's a lot of reactions you can do in the game, and it sounds really interesting, the rule set for this game. Tons of tokens. And you got your wound conditions. I think those are your reaction tokens there. Activation tokens. Yeah, those are probably like objective markers there. There's the stones. I think these are the stones they give you the miniatures for. I think those are actual objective markers. And that's what that is. I think that's what that model is. In case you didn't get the Warlord pledge, I think you would get these little markers, and you would use those as the creatures that you would fight. Because I don't think they would come in the other, like, I think it was Heroic Pledge or something like that. And I know this also comes with cardboard terrain, so hey, that's less work for me to try and pump out a battle report on this. So that's gonna make it that much easier. But from what I'm told, a lot of the cardboard terrain for this is really nice too. So they did a really good job of putting all this together. And I mean, hey, remember Infinity also uses cardboard terrain, and they did an excellent job. Here are some markers. Looks like a blast marker, flame template marker, or electric template marker, whatever you want to call it. Those are some measuring sticks there. Let's see, what are these? Oh, there's the other monster tokens. Golem, Earth Elemental. Again, if you didn't get one of the, I think it was the Warlord pledge, you would get the earlier pledges, or I guess the cheaper pledges, I guess you want to say. You would use these tokens instead of the models that I got, which is that other box that I had showed you. So luckily I'll be able to use the actual models for it. Oh, it looks like something came apart. But it looks like there's some trees here. Kind of Battletech-ish looking, I guess you want to say, but there's some tree markers here that I got to put together. That's just going to add more for the terrain, and I think that this is another part of that. Looks like it's part of the building. Or either that, it's probably something that you stand on. Here's more trees. Some more custom terrain here, like I guess like walls, kind of like 40K. That's really cool. I like some of the artwork's really nice. It doesn't look too bad. It looks really nice. Pretty interesting how this is going to be looking. I think everything else is just going to be all nothing but the terrain, because the box was pretty heavy, and I think that's what all this is. It's just putting all this together. I'm going to probably have to leave it assembled because I don't really want to ruin it by disassembling it and reassembling every time. It's kind of like what I did with the Battletech. I went ahead and just kept it assembled. That way I wouldn't get it all worn out. But this is really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, make sure nothing falls down. And from what I know, the game can be played in a couple of different ways. There's a competitive play in which it's your traditional one-on-one. And then there's also a co-op mode where 2 players take on the monsters. And I mean, technically you could probably even have a 3rd player take the monsters while 2 players are trying to take down the monsters. And then of course there's my favorite, the solo gameplay. So technically there's a few different ways to play the game of Eldfalls. And I need to really read up on the rules so I can see what exactly how the gameplay is. And I'm hoping to be bringing a battle report. Whoops, that one fell. Hoping to be bringing a battle report as soon as I get some of these minis done. Even if I get maybe like two on two, just so that way I can show you guys the rule set, because I'm actually pretty stoked about trying out the rules myself. All right, well, we're gonna get this all put aside, and then we'll take a look at the other stuff that it came with. So here we go, guys. Here is the little stones that I had shown you in that bubble wrap. The ancient ancient structures. Man, my eyes are really bad. Warlord exclusive. So these are the little terrain pieces. I think these were the ones I was telling you that we got little markers for that you use if you didn't get the Warlord pledge. So these were the exclusive markers that you get. Like I said, these I think are going to be your objective markers that are going to be in the game. Or I mean, you can pretty much use them probably just for terrain. But I think that's what they're meant to be. They're supposed to be like objective markers for the game itself. That's supposed to be standing somehow like in here. But oh, there you go. There's that, and I think these are just supposed to be like broken down, broken pieces, just to add more terrain to the game itself. But these are really nice. That one fell. And you can see the plastic on it, man. That's highly detailed. That is really nice. And there's a little bit of flashing here and there I'm gonna have to clean up, but nothing very major. It looks really good. And I'm also glad it's just like in a couple of pieces. It's not like in 50 different pieces. So that'll make it much easier just to kind of glue together. Okay, so there's that. And then I happen to open up the cards as well. And then here are the cards, and these have a very nice glossy finish to them. They look really nice. And I'm thinking these are like objectives for the game. You got a guild contract, personal motivation, and uncovering mysteries. So I'm guessing that's what these are. Either that or maybe these are the objectives that you have to complete in the game itself. And each player, I guess, has to get one, I guess. I'm not too sure, but again, once I get those rules written up, read, I'll be able to find out what exactly everything does. And then you have these cards, little arrows. And the only thing I can think of is I think these are items that you can buy for your characters. You got a point cost, it looks like right there. And then what it does for the game itself. Item lantern, the effects. You also have an arcane artifact. And I'm kind of curious, I'm wondering if maybe some of these might be exclusive to just maybe some characters, because I know I think there's casters, spellcasters that you can use, and then of course there's your warriors. I think there's a monks. So I mean, there's a variety of different classes that you use that are for the armies, and that's what I had seen from the game itself, and that might kind of help you to personalize each character. Toolkit. So there's a couple of different ones. The pouch, first aid, some armor. So man, this is kind of reminding me of some Dungeon Saga here. And then for more, we got these cards, and I think these are the like behavior cards for the monsters. So here you have the big golem, which is that one I was telling you about that I had inside here. Is this guy. Grab him real quick. That's this guy right here. He's a pretty big piece, pretty big fella. And I'm guessing that's what this is. This is his behavior card. Active. Target priority. Furthest enemy. Yeah, that's what these would be. They're gonna be your creature cards, basically. You got your Earth Elemental. You got your Golem. You got your Gargoyle. And those are I guess the actions and reactions they do, and then here's the actual cards, the actual character cards or profiles. You got your traits, you got what kind of creature it is, their skills, the effects and their attacks, And then up here you have all types of different stats that you're going to be able to use in the game for them. What specifically, how they attack, how fast they move, how hard they hit, how much damage they have. And then in the back, you're going to have all their ability, their traits. That kind of tells you up here in the front. So like right there, you have your traits right there. Construct, survival, scorching, skills, leap, climbing. You just turn it to the back, and then that's where all your abilities are. That's your gargoyle, tier 1. I'm guessing there's other tiers. Yep, tier 2. Here's the golem. And you also have your earth elemental. Then you have your colossus. This is the big boy. And then finally, I'm wondering if I got this girl. I didn't see her in the box, but maybe she's in one of the starters. But the Amazon Gladiatrix. She looks really cool. I know she was like an early bird character that you could get, but I don't know if she's in the Warlord pledge since I bought it secondhand, so I'm not too sure if they included it. Might have gotten ripped off, but it's okay. I really love the models, and I'm really enjoying the read on the game. So I'm hoping that we can take it a little bit further. We'll see what's going on there. All right, but let me go ahead and see what else is in the other boxes. All right, guys. So I opened up the Hellion League. Hellion? I think it's Hellion. I might be right. I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyways, here's one of the characters from the Hellion League. And yeah, let me see if I can get it to focus. You can see the nice detail on that. Look at that. Man, that looks like freaking demon souls right there. That looks awesome. And there isn't a whole lot of flash, and there isn't a whole lot of cleanup, to be honest. I mean, there's going to be a little bit here and there that you're just going to have to kind of polish off. But look at that. There's the backpack. There's his blade. Well, at least the holster. He's got a little satchel there. I guess that's for his little drink. Come on, man. Who doesn't get thirsty on a hot day hunting down some creatures or monsters? Damn, that is nice. And that's the model there. Then here's his base is just like a basic. Looks like a 32, maybe a 32 millimeter. So it looks like, but it's got the little holes. So you're just gonna plop them in there. And then here is the blade. And once again, there isn't a whole lot of pieces that you have to glue from what I read. So it's very simple to get these guys kind of glued up and ready to go on the tabletop. That's awesome. So there's that guy. And then I just opened up one more guy here just to show you guys. This is, well, that's some of her legs. But I mean, look at that. Look at the armor. Look at the little dragon scales that are on there. That looks awesome. I think that's where she's gonna connect right there to that piece. I wish I could show you guys, but I only have a little stand, so I have to hold the camera, unfortunately. And then here she is. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that detail on that face. And she's got her shield right there. Oh man. Again, if you guys are big fans of Infinity, I have a feeling you guys are gonna love Eldfall Chronicles. I think this is it's a really new company, but man, I think they're knocking it out of the park with these models. And from what I've read of some of the rules, I mean, it doesn't seem fairly hard at all. It looks pretty simple. And looks like there's a little bit of damage right there on her little spike. Just have to take a look at that and see if it didn't get chipped. But I know they're about to launch a new Kickstarter. I think it's Northwind, which is gonna be more of a, I think it's more of a dungeon crawl. So man, I'm thinking about maybe backing that. I'm not too sure. I'm gonna try this out, but if all goes well, yeah, I might actually back that just to see all the new minis, because they've announced new miniatures, new characters, and then of course new monsters for the game. And the dungeon crawl just sounds really nice. And of course, if they're gonna add terrain, like kind of like how they did this one, I'm gonna probably be all up for that. All right, there's a little mace. I think that might be the paladin, to be honest. And then we have their character cards, just like the creatures had theirs. And you're gonna have your characters. Oh, here we go. So the guy I was looking at that looked like demon souls is Hellren Patriot. Just correct me in the comments below if you think that's wrong, but well, you know, I'm trying. He's an artificiary, a ranger, and he's a medium size. He's got a dagger and a big sword. I should have put big there. I don't know about it's just sword. Traits, skills, spell casting. Oh, spellcraft. He's got art of enchant. Hey, he's an enchanter. And then all his stats. And then of course everything that he's got. Oh, look, there you go. He's got. Maybe he's like a paladin because he's got the art of enchanting. He casts fire, burning touch. Might be a spell of some sort, I bet. Chain attack, throwing, survival. That is awesome. That's his card. And who do we got here? I didn't show her off. Expeditionary Hierophant. And she is the mage. Oh, she's the one that was sitting down. And there's some stratagems. And then there's her, I guess those are her spell casting. She's a divine spellcaster. Nice. And who do we got over here? We have the Flame Shaper. I didn't show her off either, but oh, this is just her inventory. Or maybe it's in the back. It just says inventory A. Huh. I gotta find out what that's all about. No inventory, so I'm guessing you just buy her stuff. That's where you're gonna cut, all those items are gonna come in handy. Oh, Citadel. Oh, that's the one we looked at. The Citadel Guard. She's the one that had the mace, the small bludgeon, which is, you know, mace, a short sword, and she's got a shield. She's got protector. Yeah. Oh yeah. She's a pally. Vigilance, resistance 2, and sorcery enchantment. Fencing 1, combat art. And there's a fencing ability there. And then she's got vigilance, resilience 2. These are all the abilities. Okay, that's pretty much a good look at what the minis are gonna kind of look like, just to give you guys a heads up. And let's take a look at that monster box actually and see what's in there. And here we have the earthen creatures. Comes in a nice little tray here, and I want to open up a couple of them just to kind of show you what they look like. Here is the gargoyle, and I believe she's supposed to stand on those, kind of like lunging forward. Look at that, man. Some nice detail in these things, guys. I can't express enough how detailed these miniatures are, and the plastic's pretty tough. It's pretty hard. It's pretty durable. I mean, there is a little bit of bending, but it's nothing that's too fragile that you think is just gonna break off. And she's got her own little pieces. Here's her tail, and then of course her little hands are real tiny, so I'm just trying not to drop them. I don't want to lose them before I get even the game going. And I think this was a Kickstarter exclusive, because I do have another gargoyle in here, and she's in a different pose, as well as two of the other creatures that I have. I think they were exclusives, I think, when they got unlocked. But I'm not too sure on that. And here's the Colossus. Holy cow, can you imagine how tall this guy is? Look at this. That is one big beast. That's not even adding his hands yet. But he's gonna go like so on his base. But once again, I mean, the detail on these guys, man, this is really awesome. And I'll link the site below so you guys can check out the game yourselves and kind of see what they have to offer. I mean, they have starters already available, which is the Kickstarter stuff that just ended a couple of years ago. And then they have a bunch of extra miniatures. If you just want to get miniatures for the game, just to paint up or just use them for D&D. I mean, man, these are really nice. These are perfect for that. Look at that head. I'm glad the camera is agreeing with me right now. I'm glad it's focusing really good. Usually about 30 minutes just trying to focus on something. There's a little paw. Sorry guys, had a little Lion King moment. There we go. And his blade. His little blade, and then he's got his little tail. And I don't know how quickly I'm gonna be able to paint some of this stuff, but man, I'm gonna do my darnest to try and get much stuff painted, just so that way I can bring the rule set to you guys on the channel. And once again, I love solo play, so that's one thing that really attracted me to this game as well. And when I found out about that Kickstarter, I was like, oh man, there's gonna be a kind of a dungeon crawling kind of game. Oh man, that's right up my alley. That's perfect, especially right now since I'm doing Dungeon Saga. It's a nice little blade. I like that. That's awesome. And then along with this amount of goodies, we also got more cards. I don't know if these are maybe updated or if they're just the same, but these come in this box as well. I'm guessing they just threw them in there in case, I don't know if maybe they were just selling this by itself, and they just wanted to at least give you the cards just in case you didn't get the starter box, I guess. I'm not too sure, but there's another Earth Elemental. I'll have to take a look and see if maybe they've done any updates on these cards compared to the ones that came in the starter. There's your Golem, and then there's your Gargoyle, and then of course all your actual stat cards for your creatures. Another Golem. But according to them, you can buy additional monsters, additional troops, because I'm guessing you can use some of those characters that aren't really characters, they're just actual troops, and you can play bigger games, bigger armies. I mean, it's not going to be like Warhammer or AOS or anything like that, but it'll be more of a bigger skirmish battle. But it sounds very interesting what the rule sets are going to be like. And like I said, if you guys are big fans of Infinity with the reaction systems and the way that plays and the D20, I mean, that's right up your alley. This game will probably be right up your alley, to be honest. But there you go, guys. That is Eldfall Chronicles. This is the Warlord pledge once again, just to give you guys a heads up. But I will link the website below, just so you guys, if you guys want to take a closer look for yourselves and take a look at all the sweet miniatures that these guys are making. And I think it's what, FreeCompany? I mean, these guys are doing a bang up job. I really look forward to trying this game out, and pretty soon, guys, you're gonna see this on the channel, just to give you guys a heads up. Other than that, appreciate everything, all the support you guys are giving us, and we'll see you on the next one, man. Paint your walls crimson. Hopefully that's not getting too old, but I'm gonna keep saying it. All right, have a good one.